What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 9. Let's talk about Justin and Alexis. Justin and Alexis confuse the bejesus out of me because I don't understand what the hell is going on with these people. Because whenever they're together, especially like in a group setting, whenever they're together, they're all over each other. You know, she's all hugged up on him. She's got her head on his chest. They got their arms and legs wrapped completely around each other. You know, they walk in unison, grabbing onto each other. But then when they're just alone having a conversation, especially when they're having a conversation about their relationship, it's like they're miles apart. But they're physically close, but miles apart. Because, for example, they're having a conversation. I think this was the love conversation. And Justin reveals to her that he's a people pleaser. In his past relationships, he's been the kind of guy that wants to do everything that his partner wants him to do. He wants to make them happy. He's running around doing whatever the hell they're telling him to do. He just wants to make his partner happy. He's a people pleaser. To the detriment of his own wants and needs. He's going to put his partner first and make sure that they get whatever they want. And then they talk about the concept of falling out of love. And Alexa says that she doesn't believe in the concept of falling out of love. She says once you love someone, you know, it's how can you not love them? How can you fall out of love with them? The love is always there. Even if the dynamic of the relationship has changed, the love is always there. I think that's what she said. I kind of zoned out a little bit, but I think that's what she said. So then Justin asks her, can you tell me how much you love me? And Alexa says, no, I'm uncomfortable. We need to rebuild that trust again. And she said that she felt alone at the candy store because when they had their argument, and it was going nowhere, he got up and he walked away. He shut it down. And so she felt, I guess, you know, like he left her alone in that moment. Then they have a date on the beach. And the question comes up, if we weren't married, would we still be dating at this point? With all the issues and all the things that we've been through, would we still have persevered in this relationship if we were not married? And Justin says, yeah, he would stay with her, of course. And Alexa says, no, she wouldn't have stayed. She says that the thing with her dog, Newton, really messed her up. His dog biting her dog, it really messed her up. And him not telling her that, you know, he had a vicious dog or whatever, she can't come back from that. And so if they were just in a dating situation, there is no way that she would have continued being with him. I understand the thing with her dog was very traumatic, but I'm going to say something that's extremely unpopular. I don't know. I think she's using her dog as an excuse of how she really feels about Justin. I don't know why. That's just how I think. I think that, you know, what happened to her dog, yes, it affected her. Yes, it was traumatic. But I think that if she was really there for Justin, they would have been able to get through this. But she's using the dog incident to push him away and to put this barrier between them because I think she's wanted that barrier there all along. And then this situation happened with the dogs, and she was like, you know, Eureka. Now I can use this dog thing to kind of like, you know, like not be too invested in this relationship. Because I think he felt just as bad as she did. And then he also has the risk of losing his dog, but he still wants to be with her. He still wants to persevere with her. I really do believe that Alexis, I think she goes through I don't know. That's why I'm saying it's very confusing to me because when they have these discussions, she did say she loved him, but then she backpedaled and said, but I'm not in love with you. When they were still in Mexico, she said, I love you. But then when they got back to San Diego, she says, but I'm not in love with you. I love you, but I'm not in love. What the hell is that? This is supposed to be your husband, your mate, your partner. How can you say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Do you even really love him? I can understand you not being in love with him yet, but why say you love him, but I'm not in love with you? That seems, you know, you would have been better off not saying I love you at all. And so they're just very confusing to me. So when they have their group therapy, their issue was communication. I forgot what he said because he said a lot and I zoned out. But she had said I don't want you to shut down when we're having a disagreement. So when they're arguing or whatever, he has a tendency, I guess, when he feels like, oh, he said to her that he has to explain himself so many times in so many different ways for her to understand him, and she still chooses not to understand him, and so he gets frustrated and he shuts down. And so she was saying, don't ever shut down. You continue to explain to me, you continue to communicate with me, because I need to understand you and where you're coming from to help me help you help us. And when she said that, like all the other couples, like they thought that she had just dropped some serious knowledge when she said that, but they have no idea that I think Alexis sometimes is putting up a front when it comes to Justin. I think she's putting up a front, and I think she's got everybody fooled into thinking that she really wants to be there for Justin. But I don't know. For me, the jury's still out as far as whether or not Alexis is truly invested in this relationship with this man. We know that he is. There's no doubt about that. But I'm gonna turn it into Stasha. I need reassurance from her that he loves her, that she loves him the way she wants people to think, or that she loves him at all. I mean, I need some reassurance. So that was her whole thing with the therapy, was that, communicate more. Don't give up on the communication. Don't ever just, shut down or walk away. We need to keep talking. And the therapist said, you don't have to talk, all day and all night. You can like put a pin in it, come back the next day, revisit the issue, but you have to have some type of resolution. You can't let things go unresolved and just fester. It's just not going to be a good thing. So, I don't have much to say because not much really happened with Alexis and Justin, but I'm going to venture out and say that I think that Alexis is using the dog incident to, I don't know how to put it intelligently, but she's using the dog incident to kind of keep her distance from him, to not really do like the work that she needs to do. So she's always going to be like, well, I don't trust you because of the dog, and I don't want to be close to you because of the dog, and I don't want to live with you because of the dog. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And hopefully I'm wrong. I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong, because Justin seems like a nice guy, and then when they argue, because whenever they argue, when they show us like the security camera in their living room, and I don't think it happened in this episode, but maybe it did in the last one, but whenever they argue, it's bad. It's like really bad, because Stasha and Nate, when they argue, it's like barely above a whisper. They're having a serious disagreement, but it's barely above a whisper. But then Justin and Alexis, I mean, they're going out at full force. They're like yelling at each other. They're getting frustrated with each other. Justin, you can hear him raising his voice, and she's raising her voice. It's completely different from Stasha and Nate. But yeah, that is my review of Justin and Alexis. Thank you so much for watching. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe, and I'll be right back with my next couple.